Hello, people. A message to all our brothers, who are, still cleaving, to the message of our Torah keepers, who are still going into that, thinking that that is the main way. Look, I want to tell you something. I want to give you an instance of something that has happened or something that is happening. Even you can see it. Sometimes, a lot of people, you can be able to see what I'm about to say to you, the narrative, the description of what I'm about to say to you now. I want you to focus something now. You remember, most of these Torah teachers, they always like to refer people back to what is happening on the table of stone. They always like to tell you that you have to keep the Shabbat, you have to keep the Torah, you have to keep the 10 commandments, law, statutes, and commandments. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do. But now, when you come to the truth of the matter, you have to ask them this question: what was the way which Abraham followed before the table of stone was given? Because Abraham never looked nothing from the table of stone, but he was perfect. Enoch never looked into a table of stone, but he was perfect. Melchizedek, and so on. So many people who were during the time before the time of Moses received a direct revelation of what they are doing, and yet the Bible says they are what? They are perfect in the sight of the Most High. So, but what happened? Why is it that these Torah teachers, they are telling people to look back into the table of stone? I will tell you the reason why, what is really happening, because whosoever that tells you to look back into what is happening on the table of stone is still blind, in the sense that he is cutting you off. He or she is cutting you off from the life of Yahushua, from the free gift of what Yahushua, our King, the Messiah, has laid down. So now I want to show you exactly an example of what is going on about these Torah keepers and the people who are saying no, they don't have to follow that Torah, but that following Yahushua, when you follow Yahushua and obey what he said, it is the completion. That is, if you follow Yahushua and obey what he said, that is the Torah, because he is the word of the Most High. So now I want to give you an instance of what these people, I want to show you an instance. You check this instance which I'm about to show to you and explain to you now. It happens this way. I was in Germany some time ago, and I was seeing people, it was in a big city, and there was a match that very day, and a lot of people came from different cities, different states, to come and watch that football or come and play that football that very day, in the cities, So this city was so much congested that the German government has to send their policemen or the traffic policemen to come and control, to not just to come and do what? Keep order in the city. So now the city was so chaotic, that is, was so disorganized because of the much amount of people who are in that city and the amount of traffic which was going on, because everything was almost in chaos. So now what happened is, there is a traffic light, which you all know, at the junction, each junction there's traffic lights, right? So now these traffic lights are showing normally, but then everything was in chaos, So what happened is, this traffic warden, they left their office, Now a traffic warden left his office and he came in the scene, in the center of the main road now. So now when he left his office, he came on the center of the main road. The lights, the traffic light is still what? Is still showing, the green, the amber, and what? And the red light. So now, let me say now, when the traffic warden now left his office and he came in the scene, so now the whole places, although the light is on, although the traffic light is on, but then the whole people, now the whole drivers who are driving from different places, they obeyed whenever the traffic warden or the traffic policeman said to this man, stop, he stops. Said to this man, you can come. But see something, just look at this. the traffic is on, is green for somebody to come, for example, but he or she is not supposed to drive. Why? Because this man who is a traffic warden is in the center of that road, is in that road, so his authority supersedes that of the traffic. So you are not supposed to follow the traffic lights at that time. Why? Because the traffic warden is right there at the scene, and because he is right there at the scene, that means if he gives you an order to stop, despite the fact that the light is green for you, you have to do what? You have to stop. You don't have to do what? You don't have to obey what the traffic light says. Why? Because the traffic light was being made there. Understand this, the traffic light was being set up there for a purpose, that in case the traffic warden is not in the present, then you can be able to obey the traffic lights, right? So, but as soon as the traffic warden is on the scene, you don't have to follow what the traffic light says, but rather you are going to follow what the policeman or what the traffic warden says to you. So in that sense now, as he is on the middle, he controls the traffic light. Then when he gives you, come, go ahead, then you can be able to go ahead. When he said stop, you have to stop. The traffic light has no more effect as long as the traffic warden is on the center of that road, or as long as the traffic warden is there, present. Why? Because understanding, he left his office to come there to do what? That traffic light was being made to do what? To keep a flow of the traffic, right? So now, since the flow of traffic is very much, then he needs to come in that scene and supersede the effect and supersede what the traffic, and that means his power now supersede what the traffic light is doing. So now I want you to pay attention to this now. Our Messiah came in this world. He came to show us the way to the Father. The Father said that this is his beloved Son, in him who he is well pleased. He said to the people, do what? Hear ye him. What is our Heavenly Father saying in this saying? Somebody get me. What our Heavenly Father is saying on this time when he spoke from heaven, he said to the people, he said, look, he spoke his word that time, and he said, hear ye my son, whatsoever he said is what is the Torah. Therefore, in the case of that traffic warden, when he was in his office, he got an order to come to the scene of where the traffic light was. Our Heavenly Father sent his Son to be the Word. Therefore, the commandments which you people have been following all this while, you people have to do what? Have to suspend it. You get me, somebody? So you have to suspend that commandment and follow the word which our Heavenly Father has spoken, because the word is what he wants us to do. What at that time, the word is what he wants us to do, what to follow. So this is why he said, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. Therefore, he knew, our Heavenly Father knows that he has given Moses the 10 commandments, but he spoke from heaven and he said that you should hear his Son. He said it for a purpose. He's letting you know that now that his son is on the scene, there's nothing. All the 10 commandments, all the Torahs, all those things that you've been keeping, you've been taking, you should do what? Suspend them and hear what his Son says. And this is why you see there's so many people now. You see so many people, they try to bring you back to the temple of stone. Because when they bring you back to the temple of stone, what they are doing is they are making you to disobey what the Son has said. They are making you to disobey what our Heavenly Father has said through his Son. They are making you to go against against the supremacy of the Son. They don't recognize the Son of our Heavenly Father. This is why they are referring you to go back to the table of stone. Just like that. Just check it. if the policeman was there on the scene, and then you disobey the policeman asks you to stop, and you say the green light is green, and you drive, what happens to you? You go to jail, and your driving license is to be confiscated, isn't it? So this is what these Torah teachers, they are very dangerous. Believe me. They are very dangerous, because they themselves, they don't even know what they are saying when they ask you people to do what? To go back to what is written on the table of stone. They are actually doing what? They are actually cutting you off from what the purpose of the Messiah is on this planet, because he came here to do whatsoever that comes out of his mouth is what? Is the fullness of the Torah. So when you obey him, you are automatically obeying what is written on the table of stone. Somebody get me? So, and when you disobey him, you are disobeying automatically what is written on the table of stone equally. So now what are you telling me? What these people are doing is, you have to watch out from so many of them, because so many of them are still they are still in a bondage of Satan. They're trying to twist the mind of the people and bring them back to the same thing. Now watch out what happened even to Moses, the leader of the Torah, the leader whom the Ten Commandments was being given to. He saw the promised land, and he did not even go into the promised land. What significance has this to do? That is to let you know that those Torah keepers, what are you? Look at the way the Most High brought all of them out, and then he killed so many of them because of what? Because of their rebellious act, because those people who, based on what is written on the table of stone, never please the Most High. And that is why he said, "This is my beloved son, hear ye him." And this is the